Hello survivors, this is Priam here with another video, and today we'll be discussing base development. So the first thing we'll be discussing is population. So the population of your city is grown by houses, these blue buildings here, and they're sustained by the ration truck, which is this thing. And your population is required for banks to produce money. These are your banks here. And they're also needed to upgrade some buildings. Certain buildings will need a certain population in the beginning. They're not related at all to resource production or your troop count for army. If you fail to refill your ration truck when it drops down, then your population will start decreasing and subsequently your money production will drop. In the beginning, the ration truck doesn't hold that much, but as you upgrade your base, the ration truck will be upgraded as well, and later on you'll be able to hold more so that you don't have to refill it that often. So for example, right now I have enough to keep my population up for the next 12 hours. So I only have to do this twice a day. Next important thing to note is electricity. This is what keeps everything running. The windmill, which is provided to you in the beginning of the game, will provide some electricity, but you'll need to supplement this with power plants, and these run on fuel. Optionally, if you purchase the arms supply, they'll give you a solar panel, which gives you twice the amount of electricity as a windmill during the day. Obviously at night there's no sun, so there's no electricity generating. Electricity is a key component of your base because it keeps your resource production running. You'll recall in the first video when we looked at these resources up here, for example food, there's this line that says right here, sufficient electricity supply and productivity is normal. If you let your electricity drop off, production of resources will drop off significantly. And this applies for all of them. All of them run on electricity. Electricity obviously is itself. Lumber, electricity, and iron, electricity. Same thing. So make sure you have electricity in your base. In order for your resource production buildings to work, they have to be placed around a source point. So for example, water has to be placed around a water source. Fuel has to be placed around an oil deposit. Lumber, logging site. Food is around rich soil. And iron is around iron deposits. That's all pretty much self-explanatory. In the beginning of the game, you'll have one set of storages, which are these here. These hold 1 million each. And then later on in the game, you'll unlock another set of storages, these ones here, which go way higher. The max storage capacity on the second set of storages varies based on the resource type. So for example, lumber, the max storage is 55 million, whereas food, the max storage is only 25 million. Lastly, we have the commercial hub. This is where you buy and sell resources. It comes every so often, and you can call it for free once a day as well. So you can call it for free. Mine will be coming in 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So when the helicopter does arrive, you can click on trade, and then you'll have a list of options to buy and sell resources. So next we'll be talking about troops. This will be covered in depth in the future in combat development. So you have your fighter camp, shooting range, and vehicle factory. These produce the 3 units of this game. You upgrade these as you go along. As your base upgrades, you can upgrade these buildings. Then you also have command center. This lets you upgrade troops. So for example, let's say tier 6 troops unlocked at level 16 and tier 5 troops was at level 13. If you're going from level 15 to 16, so you only have level 5 troops, and then you have the ability to make level 6 troops, you have to upgrade all of your existing level 5 troops to level 6. So I've already done that here. So if you click on command center and you go to troops, you'll see that most of my troops are level 6 here, and for the purposes of this video, I have 1,000 level 5 trucks here, and then you can click the middle button here to upgrade it or promote it, and then these will promote the level 5s to level 6 in 30 minutes. Last thing to talk about are the bunks. These are very important. These ones here. This increases how many troops you can train at once so that you can increase your army size faster. Next is Alliance. So Alliance, there are two key buildings here. There's the embassy, which allows you to help your fellow Alliance members with their buildings, researches, wounded troops, etc. And you also have your wages here, which I'm pretty sure I went over in the last video as well. You have your daily quests, basically. So you have active, attendance, and contribution. Lastly, based on the level of your embassy, you can have a number of reinforcements from your Alliance members. So if you click details here, reinforcements holding capacity, the max is 4. So try to get it up to level 15 as soon as possible, so you can have 4 people reinforcing you. Next is headquarters. Headquarters basically allows you to start a rally. I mentioned that in the last video, and this will go in depth later as well when I do combat. So based on the level of your headquarters, again, you can have a certain number of people joining your rally. And the max number of rally troops is 4, which is at level 12. So try to get to level 12 as soon as possible. So that means with 4 people plus myself, so it's going to be 5 people in that rally attacking whatever it is. Then we have the Institute. This is where you research technology. I mentioned it last time. You can also click this blue icon here to get to it. And then this is your tech tree, so the things that you need to upgrade for this game. This will be covered in depth in the future whenever I cover the respective topics related to the tech. I'm not going to make a separate video just for tech. That would be too confusing because you would have to, it would be referencing things back and forth. So if I talk about troops in combat, I will reference all the tech related to that. When I talk about resource production and economy development in the next video, I'll talk about rapid production and city development here. So let's talk about offense. Again, most of these topics will be covered in future videos. So for offense, you need to have barracks built so that they provide an APC formation that you can use to attack whatever outside, either to send it out to gather points or to attack zombies or attack other players. In the very beginning of the game, in the tutorial, it makes you build a barracks so that you can attack zombies and I think save that group of people. So that's the first one you get there. Then you get a class barrack when you pick your class at level 5. Then you unlock your second barrack at level 13, and you get a third barrack at level 18. So in total, you'll have 4 barracks, 3 regulars and 1 class barrack. Next, we have the Hero Hall. At the Hero Hall, you can recruit heroes. This is similar to the hero button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, where you go to recruit, and this is also where the token shop is housed so that you can buy fragments to put together to make the hero. You'll get tokens from quests, or you can also buy tokens as a package. Next, we have the management station. This management station is where you go to station your development heroes in the base. This will be covered later. So you have production, military, and support heroes that you can station inside your base. Next, we have Military Academy. This is where you would go to exchange your hero medals for wisdom medals, which you then use to upgrade hero skills. So obviously, if you're attacking or defending, your troops get wounded, and when they get wounded, they go inside of the hospitals. So I left some troops here that were wounded from earlier. You have to upgrade all your hospitals so that your capacity increases. If your capacity is full, troops will overflow the hospital. The overflowed troops will die, whereas anything under the limit can be healed up. Also, before I heal these troops, when you have wounded troops here in the hospital, you have the option of dismissing the troop. So if you no longer want these troops, you can click on the icon for the troop here and you can dismiss them if you want to. So let's just go ahead and heal these troops up now. And that's it. And in 33 seconds, those troops will be healed up. Next thing we have is the clone lab, which you can use once a week. It's not active right now because the week's not done yet. But next week, when the game resets for Monday, this will be active again, and it will let you revive or clone all of the troops that died in the previous week. Next, we have the war rooms. These unlock at level 17, and they require chips. These war rooms are for APCs that only use single units. So fighter war room is if your APC is filled with fighters only, vehicles is all vehicles, shooters is all shooters. And these buildings upgrade the might and resistance of their respective units. If you're a raider, then you will have a trap house. The trap house upgrades the might and resistance of your class APC. So on to defense. You have your radar, which actually serves two purposes, for attacking and defending. But basically, when you upgrade this through the levels, you can either spy, you can see people attacking you and what the troops they have, what heroes they have, all that stuff. Or when you're scouting someone else, you can see what they have, what troops they have, what heroes, how much resources, all that stuff. So as you upgrade it, there's different things that gets unlocked here. Then you have your tower, which is basically your one defense building, which will attack before your troops attack. This is useless. Don't upgrade it. I made the mistake of upgrading this. It's worthless. This will be covered more in depth and with an example when I do combat development. Next, we have the Garrison and the Garrison Hall. So Garrison is what holds your APCs for defense, and this is also where you go to repair your base. As you upgrade it, the durability will go up, and when you get attacked, your base starts burning, so this is where you repair it. But the important thing to note here is the garrison itself. So, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, you can have up to 4 APCs, so eventually there will be 4 here. I only have 3 right now. You have to check this box for that APC to join the defense. It is always better to have your APCs defending than to uncheck all of this and not have them defending. If you don't have them defending, your troops will still die, because there will be kill casualties when someone attacks you. Whereas if you have these defending, then at least you have a fighting chance with your defense buff to kill off the other people, so you have less wounded on your side. So make sure you have these checked at all times, so you have APCs defending. During war times, you'll want to leave at least 1 APC at home. That way your remaining troops don't become kill casualties. So you can see I have 80,000 troops in this APC, 60,000 here, 53,000. So that's 190,000 troops. But if I go to my command center, you'll see that I have a total of 385,000 troops. So the difference of the 195,000 troops remaining that aren't part of the defense, a portion of that will be killed in kill casualties if you don't defend. So it's always better to defend the base. Also, just a note here, for kill events that happen during the weekends usually, if you attack someone's base and they don't have any units defending, they only have the remaining troops, those kill casualties do not get counted towards your kill count. But they are kills, so that person does lose those troops, but you don't get the kills. They're just a casualty of war. Next we have the parts factory, energy refining plant, and chips. So this will be covered more in detail later on, but basically you're able to craft material by dragging it into the center here like so, and these will produce materials which you then can combine into better material, which you then use to craft parts depending on what it is. So for example, let's say pick this thing. I have all of these. If I combine them now, I can get that. I have 20% chance to get this and 79% chance to get that if I craft it. And you'll need the energy cores as well. That's why you have the energy refining plants, which convert money into energy cores, and then these buildings here convert money into chips. Lastly, we have the miscellaneous stuff. There is an architecture building here, which you can get blueprints. These are things you'll get from quests, or you'll find them when you're exploring or wherever. You can use this to get some aesthetics for your base. You can build trees and stuff. Then we have the construction center, which is part of the arms supply if you purchase the monthly subscription. This increases the building speed for your construction vehicles. Then we have the military intel building, this thing right here. This gives you access to news, nemesis, virtue shop, event preview, and doomsday diary. Diary is just diary of events. That's just part of their storyline. News is you can see all the these are all the big attacks basically that happen in the state, and you check out the location of them. Nemesis are for the people that have attacked you. Then we have the virtue shop. So basically at the end of every season of Clash of Zones, which is a 4-week season, you get virtue points based on your contribution to Clash of Zones during the season, and then you can use them to buy items here. And lastly, we have event preview, which gives you a heads up for upcoming events that are coming up. And that about wraps it up for this video. So here I have a chart for the key base levels. As I mentioned earlier, you start the game at level 1, you do the tutorial, it forces you to go to level 2 right away, and then you upgrade from there. This is when you get your first APC to help those group of survivors. Then at level 5 you unlock tier 3 and you get your class APC, which will be covered in the next video, economy development, where you pick your class and then you get a class APC and the class building. Raiders get the trap house, traders get the market, and farmers get the production center. Level 10 you unlock tier 4, and then every 3 levels thereafter you unlock another tier. Tier 5 at 13, tier 6 at 16, tier 7 at 19, tier 8 at 22, and tier 9 at 25. Also at level 16 you unlock parts and chips. I just covered that briefly here. At level 17 you unlock those war rooms, these buildings here that use the chips. You get your 4th APC at level 18, as I mentioned earlier. Then at level 19 you unlock the silo, which is the missile icon back in the world map. If you guys recall, when you click on a player, the missile icon is right there. And then lastly is the VIP shop. Several events so far we've gotten VIP points, these things right here. These aren't going to be used until level 20, when you can actually build the VIP shop. So this unlocks at base level 20, and then there you can use the VIP points to buy things. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.